People don't know you have to pay for every belt that you win, there's a sanctioning fee. So now if a fighter wins an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing.
They ain't gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think
this might be one of the most shocking controversies boxing has faced in years. Terence "Bud" Crawford, widely regarded as the best fighter on the planet, has just been stripped of his championship belts, and the entire boxing world is divided over whether this is routine politics or something far more serious. The situation has raised questions about the deeper issues within the sport because when the announcement dropped, fans and professionals were stunned. You don't just strip a fighter like Crawford without people demanding answers. This is the same man who stepped up to face Canelo Alvarez despite being called too small and still delivered a statement performance. He became undisputed in multiple divisions, claimed the top pound-for-pound spot, and established himself as one of boxing's biggest names. And yet, somehow, he's the one losing his titles? Something about this doesn't add up.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. They got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. They don't strip these fighters, but I give credit to the IBF. They stripped me. They ain't even give me time. They stripped me, popped me, even though I wasn't, coming back down the weight, but, they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo for the Benavidez. He was what, mandatory for like 2 years?
Here's where things get interesting. Was this really just a sanctioning body policy, or was Terence Crawford being positioned for this outcome from the very beginning? The moment the news broke that Crawford had been stripped, fans and analysts immediately questioned it. Because we're talking about a fighter who has become the most talked about name in the entire sport. He's mainstream now, bigger than ever, doing major interviews, appearing on top shows, dominating headlines, and holding the status of boxing's most valuable star. So for an organization to remove a title from him at a time when he's at his peak, many fighters and insiders felt there was something off about the timing and the motive behind it.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.
Some people saw it as a punishment, others viewed it as a business move, and many believed it was nothing more than straight-up greed. But almost everyone reacted with the same mix of confusion and disbelief. boxing politics have been criticized for years. Yet what happened to Crawford pushed that entire discussion into a completely different territory. His situation highlighted just how chaotic and flawed the current system truly is, revealing issues that fans and fighters have been frustrated with for a long time.
How's it going, guys? I'm Travis with Weighing In with Travis Hartman. Today, I'm going to weigh in on the recent WBC stripping Terence Crawford of his title because he refused to pay a sanctioning fee. Crawford has now made a video that said he didn't refuse it. He negotiated to pay a sanctioning fee, the same thing he paid to the other world title belts. He didn't want to pay the 3%, which is typical by the WBC. The WBC is now claiming they offered 0.6% of his reported purse of $50 million, said that they would take $300,000.
This is where the entire boxing community started speaking up. Legends, analysts, insiders, and people who understand exactly how the business operates behind closed doors. And leading that wave of reactions was Floyd Mayweather. Floyd didn't sugarcoat anything. He said out loud what many frustrated fighters have wanted to say for years, but never dared to. His message was simple. The sport is drowning in too many belts, too many titles, and too many organizations trying to stay relevant at the expense of the fighters.
I want to say this right now about the sport of boxing. I want everybody at home to hear me when I say this. A belt, I'm tired and I'm at home, and this goes for any company. I don't care if it's Top Rank, if it's Golden Boy, if it's Mayweather Promotions, if it's PBC. There's too many champions in the sport of boxing right now. Too many champions. It's not a such thing as a super champion. Not at all. And I'm not taking nothing away from no fighter. It's too many.
Floyd pointed out that most casual fans have no clue how deep this issue really runs. They don't understand that every championship belt a fighter carries comes with a sanctioning fee attached, and those fees aren't cheap. Fighters are charged every time they defend a title, every time they win one, and sometimes even just for holding onto it. Floyd's message was blunt. The entire setup is built in a way that constantly drains money from the fighters, turning the system into a non-stop cash machine for the organizations.
Seeing fighters after the fight, everybody got a championship belt now. Now boxing, all these belts is like trophies. The WBC, the WBA, the IBF and the WBO, y'all gotta clean this shit up. Y'all have to clean this up. This is bad for boxing. Ain't there such thing as no super champion. You guys are just taking extra money from all these fighters, getting extra money from sanctioning fees. And this goes to my company as well. We gotta clean the sport of boxing up. This don't look good. When you look on TV now, everybody's a champion.
When Crawford was stripped of his title, Floyd's point suddenly carried even more weight. When a sport is overloaded with belts, flooded with fees, and cluttered with confusing rules and political agendas, situations like this become almost inevitable. Floyd's stance was clear. Boxing is damaging its own credibility and hurting its fighters by allowing this kind of chaos to continue.
Yo, peace to the family. I saw a video yesterday of Mauricio Sulaiman basically saying that he stripped Terence Crawford of their WBC belt. The belt that he won in September, right? You know, this happens all the time. This is the same. I think this happened before, right? As soon as he win a belt or whatever, they take it, right? So, of course, we know Crawford is not a true super middleweight. He's not going to campaign there. So I do get it, I understand. But what got me was this. Mauricio Sulaiman spoke about the sanctioning fees. He said, look, man, he didn't pay us the money. He's supposed to pay us. He made $50 million his last fight. Mauricio Sulaiman, that's what you said. And, of course, I already knew that. He made $50 million, and he didn't pay us the 3%. But you said that, you know, we normally charge more, but we're not going to charge him the regular 3% that we normally charge. We were going to charge him less, and he didn't pay you, so he took your belt. Well, you know, you can have your belt. As Floyd Mayweather once said, belts mean nothing. Tank Davis said that, you know, again, I'm quoting Tank and Floyd, you know, belts don't mean anything. You can have your belt. The ring belt is the belt anyways. That's the real belt. That was the belt that was around before WBC, IBF, WBA, or WBO. That's the real belt. You dig? That's the one that Rocky Balboa had in his movie. You dig? So it is what it is. Now, you can have your belt. Bud did the right thing by not paying you. Mauricio Sulaiman, you talking like you did him a favor or whatever the case may be. Like, it's amazing. Y'all have this position as though, you know, you guys got to stay in your place. Like Crawford's supposed to stay in his place, or certain other black fighters or whatever. You got to stay in your place and you jump when we say jump. You let Canelo do what he want to do. Canelo went years without fighting his mandatory David Benavidez. It's cool. Bud win the belt in September. You strip him in December. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Again, life isn't fair. I'm not complaining. The man made a boatload of money. Both guys did. I'm not complaining, but it is what it is.
Turkey a la sheik. I have an idea on how you can fix boxing almost forever. Turkey, it is understood and no mystery that you have a ton of. You already have it to the point where everybody is just fighting each other and people are getting exposed. And we're finding out who the best is. Now all we need is one title. If you can buy out all the sanctioning bodies and replace it with that one undisputed belt. One belt, one champion, like back in the day. And now everybody got to fight the champ. And hell, he shouldn't even have to pay a sanctioning.
Then Lamont Roach stepped in and added a surprising twist to the situation. He explained that at one point, the sanctioning body actually reduced Crawford's fee, and he emphasized that every fighter, including Crawford, is expected to pay those charges because that's simply how the system is structured.
It's just another chance to prove to the world that I'm one of the best in the world.
So Canelo, Crawford's going off about the WBC and their sanctioning fees. Have you paid sanctioning fees, or what do you think about sanctioning fees?
Well, I fought for a numerous amount of titles, world or smaller, so I paid sanctioning fees for sure.
On Prime Video, and 3 members of Pete Roach will be making that ring walk.
It's tough. He made an insane amount of money. So 3% of an insane amount of money is a lot of money.
0.6%.
I think they lowered it for him, maybe, but it's cool. It's not like everybody hasn't done it. Everybody's been doing it. So,
And there was Joe Rogan, who had previously hosted Crawford on his podcast, and their discussion now seems more relevant than ever. On the show, but openly admitted that it often feels like he's paying sanctioning bodies just to hold a belt, pointing out that many of these titles have lost their real significance. He stressed that the only belt that truly carries weight is the Ring Magazine belt, since it's awarded based on achievement rather than purchased, making it the only pure championship. Rogan didn't hesitate to agree with him.
Like, come on now. I'm crazy. It's like I'm paying you to make me a belt. You're not paying me. So the only one that really matters is the ring belt because it's free. It's free. Like, why do I gotta pay to be champion? Yeah. Once you start thinking about that, like, dang. Yeah, I'm paying all this money.
And the Ring Magazine belt is as respected as any.
Then Bill Haney joined the conversation, offering one of the most sensible perspectives. He argued that fighters should never be required to pay sanctioning fees unless they willingly agree to them, and that these fees should be clearly established before a fight, not imposed afterward, not applied arbitrarily, and not in ways that disrupt a fighter's momentum or create confusion across an entire division.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's.
I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? They ain't gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanction bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. Fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanction bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanction bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt.